Okay, hello everybody. We are now going to demonstrate Dianetic auditing, one of the first levels of auditing in Scientology. Hubbard wrote that the creation of Dianetics is a milestone for man comparable to his discovery of fire and superior to his inventions of the wheel and the arch. This is useful knowledge. With it the blind again see. The lame walk, the ill recover, the insane become sane, and the sane become saner. And in the first demonstration, we're going to demonstrate just this lifetime Dianetics. We're not going to go into previous lifetimes or what's called whole track auditing. So, before the session started, an assessment was done, and theoretically, the item that my friend found that he wants to have handled in Dianetics is a feeling of sadness. Before a Dianetic session, an assessment like this is done, and various items are read off until the largest reading item on the e-meter is determined to be the item that the pre-clear has to handle first. So we are going to audit a feeling of sadness. That's it. This is the session. Locate an incident containing a feeling of sadness.
When my father died.
Okay, when was it?
That was about 18 years ago.
Okay, what is the duration of the incident?
Well, I'm sure I was sad about it for quite some time, a couple of months, maybe more.
Okay, move to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you are there.
Okay.
Okay, what do you see?
My father asked me to go where he was living, which I won't mention where, and wanted to see me, and I had left Scientology, and he was a prominent Scientologist, so I was very surprised by that. And so I went and I saw him, and I spent a few days with him, and he was very emotional, which he never was before, and he would cry, and he in one conversation he said that I was his wisest son for having left Scientology. And my father was very old at this time, and he'd given away all of his money to Scientology for auditing and training, and his youth was gone. And so anyway, I spent that weekend with him, and then a few months later, my father shot and killed himself. And I thought that was a real tragedy. And I also consider that to be part of the collateral damage of Scientology is the damage that's done to people who have been misled, and at that time when they find out that they were, it can be very traumatic, and I believe that's what happened to my father.
Okay, scan through to the end of the incident.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Well, pretty much as I just described.
Okay. Is there an earlier incident containing a feeling of sadness?
Yes, I remember a time when my dog died. I was very young, and he was hit by a car.
Okay, when was it?
I think I was about 8 years old.
Okay, what is the duration of the incident?
That afternoon, I remember feeling very sad.
Okay, move to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you were there.
Okay.
What do you see?
Well, I see the dog by the side of the road, that someone had pulled it out of the road, and that it was dead.
Okay. Scan through to the end of the incident.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I remember seeing the dog had died, and it was real tragic, and I felt that loss.
Okay. Is there an earlier incident containing a feeling of sadness?
Well, I'm perceiving a time when I felt safe, and I was taken out of that. It was a sense of safety and security. I don't see it very clearly.
Okay, when was it?
It's odd, but it feels like when I was born.
Okay, what is the duration of the incident?
Maybe about an hour.
All right. Move to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you are there.
Okay.
What do you see?
I remember there was a lot of bright lights, and I remember it was felt very uncomfortable. Yeah, maybe that's what that was all about. Being born.
Okay. All right. Scan through to the end of the incident.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I remember being very safe and comfortable, and then I wasn't, and I was out. And I was in the hospital.
Okay. Is there an earlier incident containing a feeling of sadness?
No, I don't think so, that I can recall.
Okay, move to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you are there.
Okay.
What do you see?
Well, I don't remember seeing anything. I remember feeling that I was no longer in that safe space, and that I was outside. And it was a sadness that had happened.
Okay. Scan through to the end of the incident.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Can we hold? Yeah, it's just the way I said it. That I was warm and comfortable, and then I was born.
Okay. I'd like to indicate that your needle is floating.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's it. End of session.
It actually floated.
Goes. At the end, what I was waiting for from my friend here was a cognition, which we didn't exactly get to, so this was not a standard Dianetic session, but it gives you an idea of how it's done. And we'll do another demonstration in just a moment. So how was it for you?
Well, I didn't go prenatal. I mean, that wasn't, and it was a little embarrassing because, it was, much of it was made up. About my father was not, but, the rest of it was sort of made up. Yeah, it's like psychotherapy is what it is. Some of it, I found that I was trying to please the auditor rather than actually going into an incident for myself. It was more imaginary than anything else. And I felt like I was being led. Like if I didn't perform properly for the auditor, well, I had to keep going until I did. And I think one of the things that's always disturbed me about this is the fact that this has nothing to do with religion. This is strictly psychotherapy, and psychotherapists are licensed and they're trained and they're educated, and they have guidelines of ethical conduct, and there's rules that they have to follow. And in Scientology, that's not the case. They use any information that I give, they can use that against me, and they have been doing that for a long time. So it's a very self-serving organization, and a lot of the incidents that have come up or could come up are imaginary, and so I really question how valid this is. But I guess that's sort of my major concern, is the fact that none of this is regulated, none of this is licensed, none of this is controlled, so anyway, I guess that's my take on it.
Okay. Well, that's Dianetic auditing this lifetime. We will demonstrate in the next segment Dianetic auditing whole track or past lifetimes. Thank you.